Fear the Walking Dead is still on and still very good. That show continues to impress, and this Fear the Walking Dead is still on and still very good. That show continues to impress, and this
Fear the Walking Dead is still on and still very good. That show continues to impress, and this Fear the Walking Dead is still on and still
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces.
Put the bunny back in the box.
Okay, this isn't going to be as long as my videos on The Walking Dead and why I've stopped watching that and why it's pissed me off, because with Fear the Walking Dead, it was only really season 3 that I began to love this show, and that love didn't last for very long into season 4, so it's barely even been a full season. But I wanted to say something about it purely because I don't know anybody else that watches Fear the Walking Dead, sort of people that I talk to regularly, apart from one guy who's really behind on it, so cheers. So I thought I'd do a video about it instead and just air some annoyances, air some things that have pissed me off, and just talk about why I'm done with it, really. Fear the Walking Dead hasn't always been a great show, and it's always had problems right from the start. Season 1, the first 2-3 episodes were a bit of a slow burn, but I really enjoyed them. I loved those first couple of episodes because it did what it said it was going to do, which was to be a show about the start of the apocalypse, about how it all unravelled and what it was like as civilization fell. That was fascinating to me. That was something about The Walking Dead that I wish we'd been able to see in some way, and it was great that we finally got the chance. 3 episodes in, and it betrayed its whole premise by skipping ahead. I can't remember how long, but it skipped ahead a lot between episode 3 and 4, and by the time we caught up, the apocalypse was in full swing. So we missed out on everything that it said it was going to do, and from that point on, I think is where the show really struggled to regain favour again, because people were pissed off, and understandably. I stuck with it. I thought season 2 was on par, I guess, with the back half of season 1, in that it was average. It was alright. It had flashes of okay every now and then, but it meandered a bit. Towards the end, it picked up. I'm glad they got rid of Chris because he was doing my head in. But yeah, I wasn't sold. And season 3, to start with, I wasn't sure what to think about where it was going. Killing off Travis was by the way, probably should say spoilers for Fear the Walking Dead right up to the latest episode here. Just need to put that in. I'll put a little spoiler warning on the screen at the start. But Travis died ages ago, so it's fair game, I think. But yeah, I wasn't sure about killing off Travis, but I liked that they were brave enough to do it, because it still kept the core group there. It still kept Madison, Nick, Alicia, like 3 members of this family. It still kept this family intact, a mother and her 2 children. So I liked that, and that was what Fear the Walking Dead was to me. It was about the Clarks. It was about their journey. It was about the people that they meet, the people that they interact with, and the things that they get involved in, the stuff that they get up to, and how they survive in this world. Also, I thought, because then season 4 came along, and just to finish up on season 3 was great. Season 3 got better as it went on. I thought the writing improved, I thought the performances improved, the characters became more involved. I still had problems with it, but compared to where The Walking Dead was at that stage, Fear the Walking Dead was surpassing it. The 2 shows kind of went like, this is Walking Dead, this is Fear. The 2 shows sort of went like this. As The Walking Dead was getting terrible, I need to stop doing this, is weird, I can't seem to stop it. Fear the Walking Dead got better. And then we got to season 4, and I was really excited for season 4. I thought season 3 ended on a really strong note. And we're getting Morgan coming over from The Walking Dead, who I thought had sort of been wasted on that show. I was looking forward to seeing him in new surrounding with new characters, sort of give Lenny James more to work with. I liked the look of the other new characters that we had, and yeah, I had really, really positive feelings for where Fear the Walking Dead was going. And then we lost Nick, and that was where the problems for me started to come through, because there've been other issues with season 4 and with characters, really, because Fear the Walking Dead has always had a problem with characters. I mean, look at Daniel Salazar. He, early on in season 2, we thought he'd died, we thought he'd left the show, and then he came back, and we got him again, and we got to the end of season 3, and now it looks like he's died, and he hasn't come back yet, but he probably is going to come back. He's just on this weird cycle that they don't know what to do with him. Characters like Luciana missed out on an entire season. Ophelia as well missed out on loads of season 3 and then came back just to die. So there's always been a problem with characters that aren't the Clarks, I've found on this show. But killing off Nick, he and Madison were the two characters that I found the most intriguing on this show. Like Nick, there was always something unpredictable about him, and I liked that. It gave sort of a real sense of what's he going to do next whenever Nick was on the screen. Frank Delane's an incredible actor. He's the best actor on this show, I think. He's so good at just nailing every aspect of that character. And when he died, it was a gut punch, but it was one that I understood. I wasn't going to rage quit watching this. I mean, I don't rage quit anyway. I just kind of make it informed, like, yeah, I'm done. But yeah, when he went, I got why, because the actor wanted to leave. They didn't want to lose Nick. They wanted to keep him, but the actor wanted to go, so they wrote him out as best they could. And I think they did a good job with it for the most part. But it sucked to lose him, because we were just left now with Madison and Alicia, from the Clarks at least. There's still Strand about from season 1, but yeah, from the core family, it was just 2 of them. Now we've lost Madison too. Now we've killed Madison. Well, we haven't. They have. Which begs the question, why? Why did you do that? Because Kim Dickens didn't want to leave. That's been explicitly said, that she didn't want to go. This was a storytelling decision. This was a creative decision to kill her off. What were they thinking? Like, whether you like the character of Madison or not, she's the Rick of this show, which I guess she really is now. But she's the one who we're seeing this story through her. She's the person that we're following. Again, so we thought. Now she's gone. Now she's dead. And don't get me wrong, I liked the episode where she went. I thought the episode was fine. Like, it wasn't one of their best, but I liked the fact that she went out like she did. But where's this show going now? And the biggest problem for me is what distinguishes this show from The Walking Dead. Fear the Walking Dead had the Clarks. As I've said, it had the story of this family and how they navigate in a post-apocalyptic world. Should have just been a recently apocalyptic world, but now it's just The Walking Dead again. It's a ragtag group of characters just going from one place to the next and getting into one situation after the next. And why do we need 2 of these? The Walking Dead, for me at least, isn't a good show anymore. The Walking Dead's quality has plummeted in the past couple of seasons to the point I've stopped watching it. Fear the Walking Dead is now another version of that same show. It's another show full of characters that are just alright. I mean, let's look at the newbies. John Dory, I like him. Like, he's good. I don't feel we've got to know him a huge amount yet, but the best episode in the first half of season 4 was the one that just focused on him. So he's great. Naomi, just, again, that hasn't really impressed me yet. And then you've got Maggie Grace as Althea, who just seems like a walking plot device. She's just there to get characters talking and to learn their stories. And that's all she is. There's nothing really to her other than the fact that she wants to document things that are happening for whatever reason she wants to document them. And I like Maggie Grace. I think she's a great actress, but yeah, the character's not really doing anything for me. And then for the ones we've got left, you've got Alicia. Like, I mean, Alicia's fine. Like, I like the actress a lot more than I like the character. She has improved. The character has improved over the past couple of seasons, but not to the point where she's going to be leading the show. And then you have Strand, Strand just seems to flit between sort of a good guy, a bad guy, a questionable guy, sort of just from one episode to the next. He's been a bit more stable so far this season. But yeah, again, he's not enough to lead this either, which just makes me think that we're not going to have a lead. That we're just going to have a collective group of characters who will swap in and out for new ones as time goes on. Like Alicia, I'm guessing she'll probably be gone soon as well, so we'll get rid of that last connection to the show. This is just a guess. Like, it may not happen. But the point is, I've lost all excitement for this show because it seems like they don't know what they're doing. These sort of shows, at least in my mind, they need somebody to be the anchor. They need somebody to be the one who's heading it up, to be the person that the audience knows that they're going to be following this journey with. Otherwise, it very quickly becomes a case of, there's no point in me watching this because there's nobody worth latching on to, because the chances are all of them are just going to be dead by the end of a season anyway. And that's an issue. That's the problem that The Walking Dead's had. So many people have been killed off on that show. And now, obviously, I'm not going to say, because I'm not said spoilers for Walking Dead, but obviously with people that we're about to be losing on that show, it makes it pretty evident that we're just going to be left with just a group. Again, if you're going to lose who they're going to lose, then there's a good chance that you're going to lose everybody else at some point along the way as well. But I'm digressing. This is Fear the Walking Dead, and just the decision to kill off Madison was just a death knell, like for me at least. I know a lot of people didn't like Madison. Well, it's the impression I get at least, but I don't really understand why, because this show was at its most exciting when I was hoping that we were going to see Madison become the villain. When we were going to see that she was a character who could become the next Negan, for example. To watch somebody's journey, someone like Madison, who's a mother, who was a guidance counsellor, I think she was, turn into somebody who would rule in a horrible way, and she was leaning in towards that. There was always this darkness about Madison that I found absolutely fascinating, and it was one of the reasons why I was loving the show as much as I was, because I wanted to see where she'd go. I wanted to see how far down that rabbit hole that she would get. And there were hints about her past as well, some dark things about her past that were alluded to, that we were told answers were going to be coming. Apparently not. Apparently they're not at all. She's dead. She's gone. And it sucks, because that was the main difference for me between the two shows, is that I was invested in that aspect of it. And it's wrong to really fault the whole show on that, because not everybody's expectations of it are going to be the same, but this is just mine. These are just reasons that I've been like, I'm done. Like, I'm finished with it. And season 4 on the whole hasn't impressed me until this point that much anyway. Like, I thought it was okay as it was starting, but as we went on and we had these multiple different timelines and this drip feeding of information and this sort of 8-episode long tease, it very much just felt like the show was stringing things out. It was pulling the Walking Dead trick of just not giving answers and just trying to bait the viewer until you eventually go, yeah, okay, now we're going to tell you. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's nice to have some sort of intrigue in there, but just the way they did it just felt so manipulative and so cheap. There's much stronger ways to do it. A big issue with shows play about with timelines. I do prefer things to be linear, but if you're going to do something different, make it effective. And for me, they didn't here. Every time we'd flip between one timeline to another, it was just, come on, can we not just move forward with this? And can we also address what happened at the end of season 3 as well? We ended with a massive cliffhanger there with the dam falling, and then season 4 just takes place like years after that. I don't know how many years, it's at least a couple, I think, might be wrong. But yeah, and that was just kind of left by the wayside. And we're still waiting to find out all the information on that one. And now we're 8 episodes in, just pick a story and stick to it. And a lot of the problems here seem to have come from a change in showrunners, because the new guys have come in and just gone, right, nope, don't want to do what you were doing now, we're going to do our own thing. And again, you can't fault them for that. It's their show now. They can do what they want with it. But for a viewer, it's incredibly jarring and it's incredibly frustrating. But yeah, these are just brief thoughts. I didn't plan really what I was going to say here. I just wanted to talk about it. I just wanted to put the camera on and just rant a little bit about Fear the Walking Dead. But yeah, that's me done with that show as well. There's just not enough left in it for me to want to watch. I haven't got enough faith in it to be able to continue with it. The characters that are left, I don't really root for any of them all that much. I'm not invested in any of them. And yeah, it's a shame, because that's both Walking Dead shows now that I've given up on. But then saying that, The Walking Dead started in like 2010, so it's been a good innings. I had fun with it while it lasted. What's your thoughts though on Fear the Walking Dead? What's your thoughts on the decision to kill off Madison? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you still love the show? Like, by the way, if you do, like, this isn't an attack on you. This is just my thoughts. This is just why I've decided to stop watching. Like, if you still love it, I hope it stays as good for you as you think it still is. But for me, I'm done. That's it. Finished. I need to find a new zombie show. iZombie's finishing as well. Are there any good ones about? Let me know. But yeah, thank you for watching. You can follow me on Twitter at JoePJulians. Get in contact on there. Let's talk Fear the Walking Dead. Let's talk The Walking Dead. Let's talk anything. Let me know what you think in the comments as well. We can have a chat on there. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.